Today I want to talk about the brutal reality of running an online Pokemon card shop in 2025. So right now, Battle Partners, the newest Japanese set, it has come out of the gate very, very high in price. And as a card shop, I felt the need that I need to keep it in stock. So while my prices are usually really low compared to others, I still wanted to make a little bit of profit on it, obviously. However, one of the things about running a card shop is that the prices always go up and they go down. Sometimes they go down further than up. So for example, this Battle Partners boxes I have here, I think I have around 50 of them right now. Yeah, about 50 or so that I bought the past couple days, and they just came in the other day. Um, I paid a good bit for them, and then now, about 2 days later, the price has come down $5 to $10 per box. And of course, that's going to bring down the market price, et cetera, et cetera. But my main point was running a card shop is a little bit harder than people think sometimes, especially when you're dealing with Japanese. The prices almost always change every day for almost every box. So if you're talking about a box like V-Star Universe, for example, the price is going to be pretty steady because they stopped printing it, at least for now. And that's another thing about Japanese boxes is that sometimes, even past the 2-year quote-unquote print window, they will come out with a random drop. So, like Lost Abyss, I don't have any in stock right now. Those boxes were at around $160 a box at one point. And then the Pokemon Japan decided to drop a whole bunch of stock, and that brought the price down to like 60 or $70. So if you had a lot of those boxes in stock for your store, then you would have lost around $100 a box. And obviously that kind of hurts. So whenever you're running a Japanese card shop, you have to try to balance your inventory. You don't want to have too much inventory, but you also don't want to have not enough inventory, because if you run out of stuff, then people will find somewhere else to buy it. And obviously, you want to keep the popular sets in stock. Obviously, 151, you want to keep that in stock. And this is getting very, very expensive right now. I had a good bit, and I sold through it, almost all of it last week. I only have like 8 boxes left now, I think. And if I want to go back and buy more, then it's going to cost more than it did last week, because it's just such a high demand set. But then, like I said, Battle Partners, on the other hand, I can go back and buy it for less than what I bought it for last week. In some cases, I can buy it for like $10 less, depending on how many I buy. So just keep that in mind if you're deciding to start with a card shop. So I'm probably at a break even or a slight loss for these Battle Partner boxes. I'll probably buy more to try to cost average down, and that's something you can do, is cost average yourself down. So if I bought these for, I can't remember what I paid for them, but let's just say I paid $75 a box, and then now I can buy them at 65. Well, then that basically puts me in at 70 a box. And like I said, I'm not exactly sure what I paid for them, but another thing to keep in mind is that can be brutal, is that the profit margins right now are awful on the Japanese boxes. Basically, there's so much competition between eBay, whatnot, TCG Player, all the other selling platforms. There's so many people that are trying to do what you're doing. I'm not the only person that's selling these boxes. You can go on several different websites and find them. And I try to keep my price, the lowest between all those websites, but there's other people doing the exact same thing. So the profit margins are closer to 5 to 10% right now. If you're starting out, might be even lower, to be honest, because although I've been doing this for about a year, I don't have a ginormous customer list like a bigger company might. Some people have a customer list that's tens of thousands of people that all they have to do is shoot out an email, and then all those people will come to their website and buy without even checking prices anywhere else. And that's obviously one of the goals of building a website, is to build a customer list that will just come to your website and buy whenever you shoot out an email. But that takes a long time to build up, and it takes money to build up too, because you're not going to get people coming to your site naturally without running ads. And And if you're not going to be running ads, then you got to make videos or some kind of content on social media. And obviously that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm trying to make more content to hopefully get more people on my website, but also I like helping people, so it's obvious it's kind of a win-win scenario for me. And I like talking about Pokemon. So but for Terrestrial Festival, there's a reprint coming for this, and this one just hit. And there's constant reprints on sets all the time. So like Shiny Treasure, for example, this one might be a while before another reprint because there's so many different sets coming out. But with Pokemon Japan, reprints hit all the time. And that's why you have to have a good supplier that will keep you informed. Otherwise, you'll get left behind. So for Battle Partners, I expected to sell out before the reprint hit. However, my shipment was delayed. And that's another thing that you have to account for whenever you're buying overseas, is that sometimes your shipment will get held up in customs for an extra day or two. It's very rare, but it does happen. You know, English isn't any better really right now. I'd say the margins are probably better slightly because of the demand, but Japanese margins, that they're very, very small, especially if you're selling on eBay. I sell on my website and I sell on eBay. I try to sell on both of them, and obviously eBay takes larger fees. However, running a website, you still have your 3% processing fee, and then you have advertising costs if you're going to be doing advertising. And if you're not spending money on advertising, then you got to spend time making content, kind of like I am. This video isn't anything special, but I just kind of wanted to kind of go over that. You know, everyone and it seems like everybody wants to start a Pokemon card shop right now, selling sealed boxes. And I just want people to realize it's harder than you think it is because of the amount of competition. There's plenty of buyers, but you might want to look into doing singles or singles to graded. So buying single cards, like, let me see if I can find something here. This is my horrible little setup. That's just a random card. Let me find a better one. So like, for example, I bought this card for, I think, 75% market from somebody. And obviously I put it on TCG Player to sell it for 100% market. After they take all their fees and everything, I'll probably make about 10%. Maybe a little over 10%. But it's hard to buy and flip singles, but I feel like even now it's easier to do graded plays because, well, although PSA has been backed up the past 2 months, I feel like they're finally speeding up a little bit. Like, I heard some people that submitted in mid-January are getting their stuff back already within 30 days. But if you submitted in November or December, you've been waiting a long time with me. And I've got about 250 cards that I'm waiting on to get back. So I'll definitely show you guys those when I finally get them. I finally got one submission. The grades revealed. Probably I'm going to make like a PSA return video or something, going over like the profits for them. I didn't get completely screwed, thankfully. But that is another thing to consider if you get into the grading, is that you are gambling in a way. Like, you're sending a card that you paid full market for, and you might, if you buy it in person, you might be able to get it below market, but it's hard to get anything below market now. With the market being so crazy, you don't know what cards are going to go up and down. It's hard to speculate that kind of stuff. But anyway, that's besides the fact. I just kind of wanted to just make this little rant video talking about it, and just for anyone that's trying to start a Pokemon business, you might have already gone through this. You might realize that the margins are a lot smaller than you think, unless you're already big. I consider my shop very small, and I do about 5 figures a month now. Last month was actually our best month, and I attribute that mostly to Terrestrial Festival. That's one main piece of advice that I can give, is that try to talk to people and build up a connection, a business-to-business connection. So I sell to like 4 or 5 different card shops, one local one, and then like 4 different ones that are around the country, and they buy almost every week. That's one of the reasons why I bought so much, is that they'll just come in and buy me out. So I take a lot less profit margin, but I'm able to move more. I'm making closer to 5 to 7% on those wholesale sales, which to some of you might sound awful, but when you factor in your supplies, your labor, all that stuff, you have to decide if it's worth your time. Is it worth your space? I basically took over this whole room. So like I have all these packs here. I've got boxes everywhere. Is it worth your time? Is it worth your space? Is it worth your effort? Just keep that in mind. If you're buying to resell boxes, and I don't make this video to complain at all. I just wanted people to be informed that, yeah, you can make money doing this, but it's going to take effort, and your margins are not going to be, you're not going to double your money on a box. You're going to make a lot less, especially if you're first starting out. But yeah, that is basically it. If you enjoyed, please hit the like and subscribe. Check out my website, galaxycardshop.com. I literally only make about a 10% margin on my stuff. I've got wholesale prices too to automatically apply to your cart. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.